4 points the difference at quarter time. Footscray 1-5, North Melbourne 1-1. Bob Skilton, how did you see the opening term?
Well, Footscray have had most of the play, but the North Melbourne defence have put them under quite a big deal of pressure, and that's one of the reasons that they've kicked 1 goal 5. But probably the only one that really could be expected to have been kicked was one by Brian Worrell. But then again, the miss by Phil Cracker would have equalled that out because he was well within distance and should have kicked the goal. But North haven't made the most of their number of attacks forward. They've played pretty wide, and they have marked well around the ground, as we see John Kennedy having a word to the young North players, and it's keen to see how interesting to see how keen and intent every one of them looking straight at John Kennedy and listening to every word that he may be saying.
You wouldn't dare look away, would you?
No, you wouldn't.
But Footscray have had most of the players, we said before, through the agency of players such as Brian Royal around the packs. Alistair Ford dropping across at centre-half back is giving them a big assistance there, and he's taken some timely marks. But overall, North have taken most of the marking duels. At Footscray with Rod McPherson and the big fellow Ford across half-back have been holding them out.
All right, that's it at quarter time. 4 points the difference in favour of Footscray, 1-5 to 1-1. Respective coaches Mickey Malthouse and John Kennedy still addressing their sides. Let's go down to the ground now. Stephen Phillips and Jack Edwards.
Thank you, Peter. Well, I was over listening to John Kennedy, and Jack, he was just talking about the need to continue using calling and wet weather football on what looks to be a dry night.
Well, he's saying that because the ground is wet.
Very
the ball's
slippery
wet,
indeed.
so the ball's slippery, so he's calling for wet weather tactics using the ball this evening. But I'm over there listening to Mickey Malthouse talk to his players, and did notice that Hawkins has got a very bad elbow. They've got an ice pack on it. They're trying to cool it down or do something with it and try and get him back into action. He hasn't done that much yet, has he?
No, not really, but he's certainly done enough in the first 4 rounds of the season. Yeah. But Pete, the ground is getting wetter by the moment down here. That dew really coming down. And if there is a slight breeze, I think it is favouring the small scoreboard end, but negligible.
Nothing. Not to worry about.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much indeed. Becoming fairly slippery down there. Well, I guess we expect that at this time of the year. But by the same token, I think they'd probably prefer it the way it is than the way it was on Sunday at the Sydney Cricket Ground.
Yeah, I'd say so, Pete. But there's no doubt about Kennedy. He gets down to the basics, Bob, and explains to young kids what they're doing wrong. It's no good trying to bamboozle them with science with all these way-out theories. And Kennedy's been around long enough to know that he's going across to talk to one of his players. Now, just a last bit of encouragement to McCann, who's probably the most senior player in the lineup. And he expects possibly that McCann's got to set the example. As a matter of fact...
well, I'm sure that he expects him to be having a dip at all times.
That's right. And I noticed that Fairley's wearing number 6. That's a very famous number that...
John Dugdale, wasn't it?
Well, yes, and after Dugdale, don't forget Arnold Bright has played some pretty good games with number 6 on too.
And it's quite interesting that Fairley's at centre-half back. He's played most of his football at the other end of the ground. And came as a full forward, and there's Robert Groenewegen also having his elbow taped.
Incidentally, Bob, speaking of injuries, Peter Foster incurred a broken jaw on Saturday, and that's not one of the most painful injuries I think you can get. And Peter's in the Royal Melbourne Hospital. Shane O'Sullivan was telling me, and I'm sure Peter's watching the action tonight. So, Pete, we wish you a very speedy recovery and hope you're back with the Bulldogs very, very shortly.
Yes. Pete doesn't need to lose weight because you do with a broken jaw.
That's right.
It's difficult, isn't it? Everything's mixed master stuff. You have to have it through a straw for a few weeks.
Bit bad luck for Foster because he's really starting to hit his straps and becoming a pretty valuable player for Footscray too, Pete.
Anyway, Pete, best of luck and hope you're back soon. Second quarter from VFL Park, 4 points the difference in favour of Footscray. Umpire Tony Bryant affecting the bounce. Ford wins it for Footscray. Nobody can get it out of the circle. The umpire has found a free kick to North Melbourne. And the free kick gets them into attack. Another free kick, this time given by umpire Tony Bryant. And this time it's going to Phil Cracker. Cracker at half forward. Key to make up for that goal he missed before. And the ball fisted away by Ford. It's out of bounds in the right forward pocket. Still 4 points the difference. No addition to the score. Boundary throw in. Knocked down by Ford. Trying to find Malin. He does. Malin's just about caught with the ball. North Melbourne supporters looking for a holding the ball decision, but it will be a bounce almost on the kick-off line. McDonald goes in, loses it out to Alistair Ford. Chance for North Melbourne score. McDonald has a snapshot. It's long, it's high, it's pretty good, and he's put it through. A great snapshot by the big fella. That one really did have the lot at the minute and a quarter mark of the second term. 1-5 to 2-1. North hit the lead.
So Donald McDonald certainly doing his job so far. His first quarter was great. And as we watch the replay, McDonald going for the tap. Malin's kick smothered. He comes back to McDonald, and that's a beautiful snap. A lovely goal by Donald McDonald, number 25 for North Melbourne.
North Melbourne in front now, just past the minute and a half mark of the second term. The Kangaroos lead by 2 points. Knocked on by Rowan Robertson, picked up by Larkin. Larkin's kick out towards the left half forward flank. Racing for Footscray, Brian Cordy. Phil Cracker beats him to it. Charge for McPherson, socket away from him. McDonald also loses it under the dewy and slippery conditions. Michael Ford picks it up. No, he doesn't. It's over the boundary line. We'll see a boundary throw in left forward pocket for the Kangaroos.
2 minutes into the second quarter. 13 points, North Melbourne. There we see that's Purser. And of course, Footscray 11 points. 2 points the difference. Bit of fumbling going on, and finally Saunders gets a high kick back there towards the wing position. Daniels missed it completely. Vidovic going after, but couldn't get there in time, and the ball is out of bounds up there towards the centre wing position. North Melbourne 2-1 to Footscray 1-5. Into the second quarter, approaching the 3-minute mark. Vidovic against Ford. That's Alistair Ford. Knocked out by Vidovic. Not a great knockout. Jonas gets a hurried kick back there to Hickey. Picks it up nicely. A hand pass coming over there now as we see the ball. A chance for Holt to run to an open goal. But from the hand pass, and Sue, it could be a goal. It is a goal. Yeah. 3.5 minutes gone. A nice goal to McDonald. North Melbourne starting to look a lot better. The umpire will ball this up at centre field again. So it's 1 goal, 5-11. Footscray to North Melbourne 3-1-19. Centre bounce. Alistair Ford against Vidovic. Well, Ford got that one out, driven down there by Larkin, well over North Melbourne's half-forward line, coming in to meet it now as we see McDonald getting away from his opponent. The ball tapped on. There's a chance now for German to pick it up there on that half-forward flank. It's a high kick, doesn't travel much distance. Norman trying to go for the mark. I think he might have it. He has. By golly, that was a strong mark.
It was a great mark. Alistair Ford was doing everything he could to try and punch it away, but actually threw his fist at it rather than just keep it out.
The kick by Norman doesn't quite make the distance. Off the top of the pack and through for 1 point. Footscray 1 goal, 5-11 to North Melbourne, 3 goals, 2-20. Just on the 4.5 minute mark of this, the second quarter of the Foster's Football Cup.
So Footscray with 6 effective shots at goal. North Melbourne with 5, but North Melbourne lead by 9 points. Number 45 for Footscray taking the kick out. That's Michael Ford. Goes towards the outer side, and I think that gives a pretty good indication of how slippery it is as Phil Malin falls over the top of his opponent. And the umpire has found a free kick. It's going to North Melbourne. Hand pass comes from Norman to Passmore, I think it was. Knocked down by Hickey. Chance for the Kangaroos again. A snapshot for goal is going pretty close, and Dunstan has put it through. The former Footscray player booting his first goal for the night, and North Melbourne looking pretty good now. 4-2 to 1-5 at the 5-minute mark of the second term.
There's a quick hand pass coming there from Hickey, and Dunstan making no mistake. And he'd be delighted because he's had a bit of bad luck since transferring to North Melbourne as Michael Ford comes off the ground, and we find Darren Baxter coming on.
15 points the difference now in favour of North Melbourne. So they're well on the way to perhaps reversing the results earlier in the season here at VFL Park. Groenewegen breaking away with the ball, but the advantage rule played, and the free kick will be going to Brian Royal at centre field. Footscray badly needing a goal at the moment. They went down, of course, on Saturday. Royal up the half forward. McCann in front, the ball over the back, taken by Smith. Smith from the left half-back flank will get North Melbourne out of the danger zone. Sewell in pursuit up towards the centre wing position, and almost a grab. North Melbourne mark paid by the umpire, and that's taken by Norman, and he's looking pretty good at the moment.
Certainly is, Pete. As I said before, they've got a lot of confidence. This young fella Dunstan goes down after he kicked the ball. There'll be a free kick down the field, and this will go to Hickey. Hickey out there on the centre wing position, drives it along. Punched away that time by Saunders, but the umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Footscray for one in the back. I think Saunders might have got on his back as he went to punch that one away.
I think he may have, Lou. Be interesting to see the replay, but I did believe it was a free kick.
So we wait now for Footscray. Already kicked one goal. He'd be about 30 metres out from goal on a slight angle.
Should have had two.
Hasn't got the greatest style in the world, but usually a very accurate kick for goal. Let's see what he can do with this one. There's the kick on its way. And a left footer, and that looks pretty good. It's another goal. 2 to Footscray. Just over the 7.5-minute mark of the second quarter. 21 points the difference into Footscray's attacking zone, but it's cleared away by Passmore. Knocked out by Hawkins with that right elbow pretty heavily bandaged. Coming out to pick it up now is Law, having a bit of trouble, but Larkins helps out. Back to Law again. He gets clear, finally gets a kick down over the half-forward line. There's a chance there for the ball to be pushed out. McPherson couldn't get clear. Robertson gets it out to Dunstan. He was interfered with. I think the umpire spotted that. The free kick to go against Footscray. And Dunstan to take that free kick out there at half-forward. He's about 40 metres out. Already kicked one goal, Dunstan.
The North have kicked 4 goals in just over 8 minutes in this quarter.
Well, Dunstan hasn't been a regular player with this side this year, so he'll be striving to do well tonight. There it is, the kick on its way by Dunstan. Not a bad sort of a kick either. I think it might be a goal. It was touched right on the line, the umpire said. So North Melbourne move on to 5 goals, 3-33 to Footscray 1-5-11.
Michael Ford in the
box. Ball back into play again, this time by Saunders. Hawkins got under that one. Picked up by Larkin, a very classy little player. He looked like being something like, nearly a mark to McDonald, but the umpire is playing as the ball is cleared out there towards Hawkins again. He's in a bit of trouble. And this is Baxter coming clear. That's Peter Baxter sending the ball back down. A great mark taken here by Groenewegen out there on the centre wing position for Footscray.
He's gone for a short pass in towards the centre circle, trying to find Steve McPherson. It's pretty slippery over there, as Stephen and Jack mentioned at quarter time. The Bulldogs have really been in attack in the second quarter. McPherson's kick down towards the full forward position, trying to find Bamblett, had it knocked away. Here's Williams, grab. He's got clear, tries to go for a hand pass, does so. Stevenson misses it. Wasn't a good hand pass though. Malin comes in to lend assistance, but plenty of North Melbourne defenders likewise. And we will see a ball up at about 15 metres out from goal.
Had a chance there, Bob, but they took too long to get rid of it.
I thought that McPherson might have been better advised to touch it on the ground again and then have the long shot at goal rather than look for Bamblett.
Yes, he was clear, wasn't he? And of course, plenty of North Melbourne defenders around there now. Knocked down by Groenewegen. Umpire says play on, but that's about it.
In saying that, Pete, it looks easy from here, doesn't it?
Yeah, they all look easy up here. We never miss a kick, do you, Bob? Ineffectual ruck duels. Rowan Robinson had his hands on it and then lost it just as quickly. Smith having quite a good year for North Melbourne at the moment. Norman should get there first. No, the boundary line is the winner. And we will see it thrown into play on the right half-forward flank for Footscray, or will it be a free kick? Norman gets around his opponent quite well. The kick, though, is not a long one. In front is Royal. Larkin's flying there with him. Royal wins out. His kick is ultimately smothered. He's gone for a knock-on. That's successful. Picked up by Malin. Back to Royal again. Royal just about grabs. Gets boot to ball. McCann seemingly held by the arm. And that's what the umpire has paid. Steve McCann to take the free kick for North Melbourne in the left back pocket. Probably, as Lou said, the most experienced player in the North Melbourne lineup. 2 Footscray players are there. Be a Mark Endor free kick. It's taken out there for the Bulldogs by Neil Cordy. Originally 3 Cordys were named in this side. Graham Cordy, number 28. They didn't take his place in the lineup. Fairly just about grabbed when he didn't have the ball. Finally, North Melbourne clear it out towards their half-back line under Malin and Law. Knock on by McPherson. And North Melbourne drive the ball up towards their centre wing position through German. Brad Hardy takes the mark. Brad Hardy at half-back. Holt was the flyer. Groenewegen to Hawkins. Hawkins had turned on to Alan Daniels, who's already kicked 1 goal. Can he make it 2? Bamblett comes in. That's a great mark. Great mark by Les Bamblett in the forward pocket. Trying to get around.
Oh, just about off.
He is off now. Passmore's got him, has he? He shoots at goal. And and put it through for 1 point. So the scoreboard in the Foster's Cup from VFL Park, 12 minutes gone, second quarter, 1-6 to 5-3.
21 points the difference. I'll tell you what, Pete and Bob, with all their brothers here and cousins playing for Footscray, they'd have trouble during the finals for finals tickets, wouldn't they? Giving them all their relations. They'd be all allocated out without the members. Waiting now for the ball to come back into play by McCann. Oh, flying high was Smith, but the umpires found a free kick. It'll go to Footscray, I would say. Yes, it'll go to Williams. So Williams to take the free kick at centre half forward, and Footscray at this particular stage of the match badly needing a goal. There's the kick on its way. It's a long kick down there towards the forward pocket. Nearly a mark to Royal. He's played a pretty good game. He's going to have a pot shot at goal. He's gone for a pass. Ball comes back to Passmore, and Bamblett having a great battle down there, and the ball is finally forced out of bounds. Right against the point post in Footscray's attacking zone. 21 points the difference in favour of North Melbourne. They've kicked 4 goals this quarter. The backers, Williams, try to grab that one off the pack. Nearly succeeded too. Forces it out and goes after it again. He deserves a goal here, this guy, but he's off target and through for 1 point. By God, that was a fine effort, Bob.
Yes, Williams unable to get a regular spot in the side this year, but last year a regular half-forward flanker. A very talented player. And, well, he would know well. He would have to do well tonight.
So it's 20 points the difference as Passmore takes that mark down there in the back pocket for North Melbourne. The backers, Hawkins, goes to punch. But scouting out as usual is Law. Over it goes to German. German's kicks back there towards centre half forward. A great mark to McDonald. A hand pass to Hickey. And North Melbourne go deep into attack, looking down there for Cracker. But it might go through for a goal. No, it veers off at the last moment through for another point. So it's 21 points the difference again. 5 goals, 4-34 North Melbourne to Footscray, 1 goal, 7-13. Just over the 14-minute mark of this, the second quarter of the Foster's Football Cup, the 5th of the series.
Rod McPherson to Hawkins, looks for a pass. German's got him. Umpire Tony Bryant says no free kick, and it will be a bounce in the right forward pocket. Hawkins with the bandaged elbow. Groenewegen has a bandaged knee. But they're out there doing battle. It's out of bounds. A little bit closer to goal this time. Mickey Malthouse, I guess, will be a little bit worried at the moment. 21-point deficit. I don't think he'd be too happy with the 1-7 scoreline either. Certainly a few chances have been missed. Cordy can't get clear. Now's a chance for Larkin as he takes the hand pass out of the pack. That's a good hand pass in turn. Hickey. Chance for a goal here for North Melbourne. Great shot, and putting it through is German. Yes, Dennis Pagan doing a fine job down there. One of the best coaches they've had down there for many years. Ball knocked onto Hickey. Hand pass. Not a particularly good one, put his teammate under pressure at Dunstan, but Dunstan good enough to get kicked to the ball, trying to find Cracker. Cracker has to beat 2 opponents, and he has beautifully done. He flings out the hand pass. Dunstan again. Chance for a North goal. Hand pass over the top. German, can he make it 2 in a minute? Left foot snapshot is good, I think. He's dropped it. North further ahead. 2 goals to German. 16 minutes gone. Second quarter. Foster's Cup 7-4 to 1-7.
Well, there's a couple of impressive players in this young North Melbourne side. This fella German, Norman, and also we know about Larkin.
Yes, Larkin, but Donald McDonald, who has put that long hand pass over the top there now. He's been an excellent player tonight. He's playing virtually at full forward, but he's covering a lot of territory. That wasn't McDonald, that was young German. He kicked the last 2 goals. Purser now on the ground. So Mickey Malthouse obviously worried.
33 points the difference in favour of North Melbourne. 46 plays 13, just on the 17-minute mark. It's Royal driving the ball over the half-forward line, but they can't score goals. Footscray McCann got up high, couldn't hold the mark. And then we see Smith backing out of the pack, clear it away. This defensive North Melbourne's far too strong for the attack of Footscray. As they go now for Hawkins, he's well tackled by Holt. Going through the pack is Baxter, over it goes to Ford. That's Alistair Ford having a long shot at goal. But Vidovic should mark this, so he dropped a sitter, but there's plenty of help there for him. Well backed up by Passmore. They take the ball back to half back. They all missed that one, but it's pretty slippery. Finally kicked back by Law. Back it comes out there towards the wing position. A bit of a scramble going on there with Hickey and, let me see, it's Hardy.
McLean also on the ground, Lou. That's
another one to worry about. We've Got a ball up out here on the half-forward line of a good distance out from Footscray's goal. Knocked away by Smith. Neil Cordy missed that one completely. Hickey's in the thick of things, and the umpire will ball it up. This time it's on the centre wing position. 1 goal, 7-13. Footscray to North Melbourne, 7-4-46, as we approach the 18-minute mark of this second quarter. Knocked out by Person. Ball driven down there by Royal. Still getting kicks, but to no avail because there's no one to score goals. Passmore's grab. A hand pass from Baxter out wide. Has a chance now for Williams to pick it up. He slips down, not having much luck there as they pile on top of him. Smith gets a hand pass back. The ball hooked over there by German. Back towards Purser, and Purser takes the mark for Footscray at half-forward. They badly need a goal before half-time. Up it goes there towards the full-forward position. Now that's a strong mark to McCann. Oh, yes, it's got to be the... No, he's let it go to Vidovic. I thought McCann might have grabbed that. Ball back out there on the wing position. Coming in to meet it is McLean, just on the ground. He's grabbed. Actually, he's nearly legged. Passmore plays it safe, and the ball is out of bounds. 18.5 minutes gone, and North Melbourne doing pretty well in this second quarter. 7-4-46 to Footscray, 1 goal, 7-13.
They've kicked 6 goals. North Melbourne have only added 2 points. Or Footscray, rather. So it hasn't been a really good quarter for the Bulldogs. After they held a narrow lead of some 4 points at quarter time. Picked up down there by Larkin. Larkin's gone for a hand pass back to Law, leading the side tonight, and I think he'd be pretty pleased with the way the Kangaroos are going. Jonas and Cordy. Dwyer holding the ball.
Wonderful tackle that by Neil Cordy.
Cordy at the half-back right flank.
And Brad Hardy has gone to the half-forward line. Sewell to the back line.
Royal to Malin. Sewell's a very versatile player. Brian Cordy now from half-forward. Long shot at goal, trying to find Bamblett. Hardy down there in the goal square, spins out, just about gets caught. In fact, he's caught for 9. And Brad Hardy will give away the free kick. Now, who's going to take it? Passmore, possibly. 15-metre penalty. Whoever's going to take it, it is Passmore.
They're a good tackling side, this young North Melbourne side, Pete.
They are, yes. As you said, Lou.
You can't beat desperation, can
No, you certainly can't. And particularly got youth on your side, Bob.
Dennis Pagan doing a great job down there. Larkin goes for the pass. That's okay. The mark taken by Robertson on centre wing. And half-time, the scoreboard, Footscray 1-7-13. They only kicked 2 points in that quarter. And North Melbourne 7-4-46. They added 6 goals, 3.
Well, there's no doubt, Bob, that was North's quarter. The little men doing well, but their defence has stood up marvellously well. But I think you mentioned during the commentary, Bob, the great performance of the big fella down there, McDonald, I should say.
Yes, but he's had great support. All of those youngsters coming through from that from the under-19s have been down there. German picked up a couple of goals, and Dunstan would have been extremely happy, the former Footscray player, to get one on the board. Phil Cracker with 2 goals, and they've been far more dangerous down there. But the desperation and quick tackling shown by North all over the ground is, well, probably a trademark of John Kennedy, really.
Certainly is, Bob.
And he does have that happy knack of being able to get his teams to do just what he wants, and it's not a very happy Footscray side that we saw just a moment ago going up the race.
33 points the difference. It's half-time.